Hey everyone, it's me again, Sean, and you can catch me at simplesean.com. Today we are looking at another Can I Fix It video, and we have these two specimens, a Eufy BodySense SmartScale. Now these are supposed to be Bluetooth, you can hook them up to your phone, it will tell you your weight, your BMI and all those fancy things there. Now I managed to get this off eBay and I think I got myself a bit of a bargain. This cost me £5.51 for the both of them. And it was an extra £5 for shipping. So overall it was £10.51. Now according to the listing it said that one just doesn't work and is missing a pad and the other one is working fine. So even if I can't get one to work, having the other one working and for £5 I think is an absolute steal. So without further ado anyway, we're going to see if the listing is right and we're going to see if we can fix it if it's broken at all. So here we are with scale number 1. Looks in really good condition actually. Can't see any visible scratches. It's just a bit dusty and handprints. These are made from glass, so it's a bit of a handprint magnet. But it seems in very good condition. So just going to open this one up. And this one takes 4 AAA batteries, so let me just get those. So this is great news. This one seems to be working just fine. I'm going to have to take this off camera and do some testing because unfortunately I use my phone as my camera, which means I cannot record the scale whilst installing and using an app at the same time. So just going to have to take this one offline, do some testing, and we'll get back to it very shortly.
A few moments later.
And so I'm back, and this one works absolutely fine. It's connected. I managed to download the Eufy Life app. This one connected and worked, no problems whatsoever. Connected with my phone via Bluetooth, gave a perfect reading, and the weight is good. So this one is good. I've got a working one for £5. So this must mean that the other one is faulty and is also missing a pad, because this one has all of its pads ready. So without further ado, let's look at scale number 2. And here we are with scale number 2. Now from the outside this looks good as well. There are a few sticky bits I've noticed. There's a sticky bit here. Let's see if you can see it. We've got a sticky bit there. And also there seems to be a sticky bit just on here as well. So I don't know, it must have had some label on there or something. But what we'll do, we'll stick some batteries in this one and see if it's working. It's also worth noting that there you can see that this one is missing a pad. So these ones, the rest of them have pads on, but that one there is missing its pad, so this must be the one that's not working. So it seems to me that the seller's description is extremely accurate, and I'm hopefully that this will make an interesting video. No one wants to see me get faulty things for it all to work. So let's see what's going on with this one and flip it over and stick the batteries in. And then, as you can see, I've put the batteries in and not getting a display. On the other one, a display popped up straight away with a little Bluetooth flashing symbol as well. This one, nothing's popped up at all. So this one looks like it's dead, which, funnily enough, many people will be very unhappy about that. Me, I'm excited. This is a challenge. So let's get out the blue mat, stick it on top of said blue mat and see what's wrong with it. Now, to open these looks a bit interesting. I can't see anywhere any screws. So let's take the batteries out. Now that we know that this isn't working, let's take the batteries out. As you can see, there are no screws on this or on the top. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to get something to pry open the little gap between the glass and the plastic. So I think I have a perfect tool for that. In these, I got my tool set. I can't even remember who from, but it's a basic Amazon, what they call it, precision tool set, which is really good for these. And it comes with all of these lovely little fandangled bits. I don't know what they're called. Comments in the, or leave the name for this in the comments. But right now, I'm just going to call this my plucker. And the plucker, I'm going to stick in between here and see if I can nudge it open at all. It looks quite difficult. I'm not getting any luck with that, so I'm going to try this one, which is a little bit more rigid. But it does look like you can get it in here, so let's try and get this in. There we are. Wow. I don't know where these are hooked, but you can see it's got a little bit of a gap, so I can get it in there, but I'm a bit wary about pushing too hard because I don't want to break it. So let's leave that one in there. I have a second one, and I'm going to use that one, especially around these corners. I think this is where the hooks are, around these corners. So I'm going to leave one there. I'm just going to get this one, run it underneath as well, and see if I can unhook anything there. Oh, heard something. There we go. Oh, I think I may have broken it. Look, there's a little black plastic bit that's come out. Never mind, we shall persevere. Persevere I did. It took around 6 minutes for me to be able to get this open. And there we go. So it is a whole heap of clips, some of which you will break when you open this. I don't know whether that's by design, but that, I must admit, was a little bit tricky. And as you can see, the top is bonded to the bottom by quite a few wires. So let's see if we can loosen them up a bit so you can properly separate the two. Okay, so we're getting there, we're getting there. Right, so until we remove this board, this is the best we can do. And here we are with the board. So first thing I'm going to check, because we know that the power isn't outputting, I'm just going to check to make sure that the power is actually making it to the board. And actually, I think I already see the problem. Look, you've got the red cable here, and that's going into the board. But this black one is not. The black one is loose. If you can see, look, there we are. There, the black cable has come loose. So what we're going to do, let me see if I can zoom in for you. So hopefully you guys can see this clearer now. But I think this one is a simple problem and a simple fix requiring just a tad of solder. So here's where the batteries go in. This is the underside of the battery compartment. And here you've got the red cable coming out, your positive, and then the black, which is your negative. The red actually goes into the board there, but the negative, black one, has actually come loose. I had to be very delicate with that. I just got some scissors. I had to be very, very delicate though, because it's a very, very thin cable, and a bit too much pressure and you just snip it right off. But we've got it work. Well, we've got that back now. So what we're going to do, we're going to solder that onto here. Now we've got this bit off, just to make sure that this is the problem as to why it wouldn't turn on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the actual display here. I want to put the batteries again into, I want to put the batteries into this, and I'm just going to touch this onto where I think it should be, and hopefully this will light up immediately. If it does, then we know that that's the problem, and we'll just work towards fixing it. Very interesting how these things work. I mean, this whole big scale is a tiny little circuit board here, and a very, very, well, doesn't look very nice display, but when it's all within its glass shroud, it looks absolutely beautiful. So let's get the batteries in. So here we go, guys, the batteries are in now. I'm gonna give this a try. Let's see what happens. And look at that. By doing that, it's actually pulled the solder from the other bit as well. Okay, so we're going to actually have to solder both bits back on because that has also come off from there. Okay, so that's a bit of unfortunate luck. I wanted to test it, but by moving or by trying to position this cable to touch there, I accidentally pulled the other end of the cable out of there. So I'm going to have to remove the batteries now. I'm going to have to solder both bits on. I'm confident though that this is the problem. Let's get soldering. So for those that are asking, when it comes to me doing stuff like this, I don't actually have any discernible skills. I'm just trying to use common logic in order to solve a problem. This one had a problem of no power. So easiest things to do is to check the connections from your actual place that delivers the power to the board that needs the power. In this particular instance, we found that this tiny little cable wasn't attached to the board. So if it's not attached to the board, power can't get to it. We're going to reattach this back to the board and hopefully we'll get power. Let's get soldering. So here we go guys, as you can see, the cable has now been resoldered back onto the board where it should be. There you go, hopefully you can see that a bit better now. So the black cable is now back on the board. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick some batteries in there, I'm going to test that, hopefully it will light up. So now that we've soldered the wire back onto the board, it's time to put the batteries in. I'm hoping that this display will light up when I put all 4 batteries in. I've already put 2 in, got the final 2. Let's see what happens. Trying to do it so you guys can see. That's battery number 3. Here comes battery number 4. Ah, brilliant, brilliant. Look at that. The display has come on. The display has come on. It says 0.0 pounds and it's got the Bluetooth sign. So this is a real good sign, guys. It was literally just the cable that had just come off, maybe over time or through transit. But all we know is that it wasn't working, it wasn't getting any power, and it was the simplest of things. It's just one small cable. Resoldered back onto the board, it is now working fine. We still do need to do tests, but I'm confident and I'm hopeful that that was the only problem with this. And look at that, for £5.51, we have hopefully got ourselves 2 working Bluetooth digital scales. This is an absolute bargain. I'm so excited. Nice one. Let's put this back together. Fingers crossed, that's the only issue. And indeed, that was the only issue. Further testing revealed no other problems. It correctly measured my weight numerous times, connected to the Eufy Life Bluetooth app, and transmitted my weight across with no issues. Only one thing left to do. It's time to clean those scales. I'm going to use my best friend isopropyl alcohol to get rid of those sticky patches, fingerprints, and restore this unit back to its former glory. Even though I broke off a few clips whilst opening this unit, everything went back together and stayed together. Job done. I feel like I got a bargain here. I now have 2 working scales for the small fee of £10.51. I think I may be keeping one for myself, and I'll see if I can gift the other to a friend or family. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Click like and subscribe if you want to be notified when more videos come out. Until next time, I'm Simple Sean. Bye bye for now and see you in the next video.